been quite an unusual day. How many times do you wake up in Deadhorse, Alaska, take a tour of the Arctic Ocean, get to go walk around on some ice that's on the Arctic Ocean and put your feet and your fingers in it, then ride the Dalton Highway on a motorcycle about 300 miles south, and then camp on the Arctic Circle, which is exactly what I'm doing right now. I am at the Arctic Circle, and that has been my day, and I gotta say I feel pretty good. Feels like the climax of my trip so far. I gotta say the height of the day was that trip to the Arctic Ocean, when that tour bus rolled up in Prudhoe Bay, Alaska, to the edge of the Arctic Ocean. There was all that ice right at the edge, and you could see out into the sea that goes on and on and on, and knowing that you're looking straight north, and the only thing north there is the North Pole. Pretty cool feeling. So, that was my day. I woke up in Deadhorse and had as much breakfast as I wanted at that all-you-can-eat place at the Prudhoe Bay Motel, and then I went and searched around for that gas station and found the gas station finally. Excuse me. Serious mosquito problem here. Then filled up on gas, then went and checked out of my hotel room, the Prudhoe Bay Hotel, and drove on over to the Deadhorse camp, which is where the tour was being conducted from. And there was a little bit of a delay because they hadn't gotten the security clearances from everyone yet. There is a security clearance required of anybody going on to the Prudhoe Bay oil field because it is an area of national security concern. So anyway, after that was taken care of, we all got on the bus, we drove out, we drove past the security checkpoint that no ordinary member of the public was allowed to pass without special permission. We went into the Prudhoe Bay oil fields, and our very competent guide told us about what that's for, what that piece of machinery is for, what that building is for, what happened here, what was built here, and gave us an interesting overview of things that were going on at Prudhoe Bay. Then it rolled up to a little peninsula out on the Arctic Ocean. And there was the ice, and we climbed on out, and just like tourists, walked on over to the edge and snapped a lot of photos and walked out onto the ice a little bit and enjoyed the view, and yeah, pretty cool. Then we headed back out, got dropped off back at the Deadhorse camp, and that was about it. It was time to go. I had already done my time in Deadhorse. I was ready to be on my way. So I hopped on a bike, rode 300 miles down here with a stop at Coldfoot for dinner, of course. And here I am at the Arctic Circle. There's actually a campsite here. And it's now 10-something at night, and the sun is very high up, and no point in going to sleep. How could you go to sleep if you know that you're at the Arctic Circle? As for wildlife today, I saw a number of new things, and they happen to all be within Prudhoe Bay. The first big animal was the caribou, several of them. Caribou, big antlers, right out there, walking around in the tundra, grazing on the grass. And then saw a tundra swan, duck, some sort of a tundra duck, or Arctic duck. I can't remember the name exactly. But I remember it from pictures because I've taught my students about tundra animals before, and they were exactly the same ones. That is it from the Arctic Circle. I'm going to be heading in for a relatively easy ride to Fairbanks tomorrow. It won't take too long because I've already got most of 300 miles out of the 412 out of the way, and the hardest miles are beyond us. All those construction zones and loose gravel and all that stuff, that's all behind me. So the rest of this Dalton Highway should be relatively easy, and it will be nice to roll onto some ordinary pavement again.